Entertainment didn't slowly decline, it was deliberately dismantled, not by audiences, not by technology, but by executives who realized something terrifying. You don't need great stories anymore, you just need enough content to keep people subscribed. If you feel bored, uninspired, or straight up insulted by modern movies and shows, you're not crazy. You're just watching an industry that stopped caring. The late 80s through the early 2000s weren't perfect, but they were brave. Movies assumed you were intelligent, that you could sit still, that you could handle ambiguity, flawed characters, and comfortable ideas. Fight Club didn't explain itself, Seven didn't comfort you, Memento trusted you could keep up. Today, most scripts wouldn't survive a studio note without being dumbed down. Why? Because challenging the audience is risky, and risky is now forbidden. Let's say clearly, the MCU didn't succeed because of superheroes, it succeeded because of discipline. They planned, they waited, they understood cause and effect. Endgame worked because it earned its emotional payout. Hollywood saw the money and ignored the work. They thought, if people watch Ant-Man, they'll watch literally anything. So they flooded the market, and like anything overproduced, it lost value. After Marvel, Hollywood stopped creating. It started copying. Connector universes, shared timelines, post-credit scenes no one asked for. DC too rushed the production of their own cinematic universe, but without a coherent plan, and they ended up dumping some of the most disappointing sludge we've ever had to endure. Star Wars became an identity crisis, and Lord of the Rings turned into an expensive fan fiction. And when fans pushed back, they weren't listened to, they were dismissed. At some point, studios decided fans were the problem. The real audience suddenly was toxic, was a bunch of gatekeepers or stuck in the past. Instead of asking why people love these stories, executives tried to replace the audience. Well, here's the brutal truth. The new audience never showed up, and the old one walked away. Movies used to ask questions. Now they delivered answers, very loudly and very smugly. Instead of escapism, you get moral grandstanding, shallow social commentary, and characters who exist only to make statements, not choices. When storytelling serves ideology instead of narrative, nobody wins, not even the people it's supposedly for. This is the real villain. Not writers, not actors, not creators. Executives. People who don't read scripts, don't understand story, don't care about legacy. They speak one language. Engagement, retention, demographic, churn. Art doesn't survive spreadsheets. It never has. Then came the greed. Tickets up, snacks extortionate, experiences worse. For families, a movie night became a luxury. So people stopped going. Hollywood didn't respond by making better films. They responded by blaming the audience. Streaming didn't save entertainment, it commodified it. Content isn't meant to be remembered anymore. It's meant to fill time between notifications. That's why shows are shorter, seasons are thinner, and stories are unfinished. Everything is disposable, even success. Here's a scam nobody talks about. Modern blockbusters cost so much that they cannot fail, which means they also cannot take risks. A 200 million movie isn't art, it's a financial hostage situation. So you get safe plots, recycled characters, CGI sludge. Originality is the enemy of investors. People joke that Netflix will buy Warner Bros. It's funny because it's plausible. If one platform controls production, distribution, and visibility, then entertainment becomes fast food. It's efficient, predictable, and forgettable. Great for quarterly reports, but terrible for culture. Yes, attention spans are getting shorter. Yes, social media fried our dopamine. But here's the thing, people still binge great stories when they exist. The problem isn't that we can't focus, it's that most modern entertainment isn't worth focusing on. Look at fitness content. Same disease. Viral hacks, fake breakthroughs, manufactured outrage. Nobody builds, everybody performs. Entertainment didn't evolve, it degenerated. So what's the conclusion? Well, this isn't, back in my day nostalgia. This is about standards. We didn't lose great entertainment because times changed. We lost it because courage disappeared and craftsmanship was replaced by compliance, and mediocrity became profitable. The audience didn't abandon Hollywood. Hollywood abandoned the audience first. Disagree with me? Good. Comment, argue, tell me I'm wrong. Because silence is exactly what killed entertainment.